Hello, welcome to Ellough Park in Suffolk. It's Saturday afternoon. This will go out as you'll be watching it right now in the lunch break on Sunday. To my left, to your right on the camera, we've just had a final photo opportunity with this being the final round. So as some of the drivers mill round, let's make our way over and we'll have a chat with a few of them. And then we'll make our way into the deep depths of the paddock and show you the paddock here at Ellough Park. There's a lot of drivers just saying goodbye to our race director, Luke Powell. It's going to be his final round with us. I think we'll grab a chat with Luke to start with. Luke, your final round with us in CKC as we move into different territory next year as we merge with BKC. You've been our race director all year. It's been a good year, I think, for racing's been of a really high standard.
It has. It's been fantastic to see the kids, everybody move forward in their driving career. It's been. I'm trying not to get emotional, to be honest, but it has been really good to see each and every one of them, as the year has progressed, got better, got faster. Their lines improve, everything, their racecraft, their respect for each other is the big key word for me. It's amazing.
I think the consistency as a whole has been great as well. Obviously, we start the year where everybody's new, everybody doesn't know each other's driving style, and that will naturally bring drivers closer together, probably too close for your liking as a race director. But as we've gone further into the year, I think the racing's been fantastic towards the final end. We've got through most race days without any serious incidents. It's been really, really good.
Yeah, and hopefully touch wood this weekend. I have asked all the kids this weekend, to give me no headaches this weekend and to just go out there and enjoy themselves. That is what I want. I don't, racing's racing, but I want the kids to enjoy themselves. And for me, that if they come off the track with a massive smile on their face, that's my day.
Luke, it's been an absolute pleasure having you this season, mate.
Always.
Pleasure, thank you very much. Right, looks like everybody's stuck around here, which means that there's loads of people that want to chat. Well, we'll go over here to Kung Fu Filipiak. Hello, how are you? Mr. Jackie Chan there. How are you?
I'm all right.
Are you keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself active?
Yeah, just getting some energy, running, some...
Trying to put Max Shields off by trying to kick him in the head.
Yeah.
Well, at least do it on a practice day, don't do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Practice, we've had a couple of sessions this morning. It started off wet, as we can see from the track. If we see up there, there's still some damp patches on the track. It's starting to dry out. How are we finding it with Ellough Park? Not many of the drivers have actually been here, so how are we finding it?
It looks quite fun. It's really narrow, but overall, I really like it. It's one of the better tracks that I've been to.
Yeah, I've been here, but with bikes. And like most corners, there's an overtaking opportunity if you can find it. It's not, Luke, you look at something and think that's not a natural overtaking spot, but if you can engineer something, I think every corner's an opportunity.
Well, there's not many overtaking opportunities or corners to overtake on, but if someone goes wide, then you can obviously just get a better exit and pull away from them, and on the next corner you can block them. So if someone goes wide on turn one, that's just an easy overtake into the second turn and third turn, so that you can block them. That's one of the good overtaking spots. But through this corner, you just need to be really brave on the braking. Like, you've got to brake really late, and you have to go all over. You've got
to have some confidence, because as you can see, if you do run off the track here, you haven't got a huge amount of time before you're meeting the tyres on the outside. But as you can say, you can brake here into this corner, I think, a lot later than you anticipate, can't you?
Yeah, but also you've got to be really brave when going a little bit wide there, so that you don't hit the tyres. It's just really just being brave and confident with obviously braking and trying not to hit those tyres.
Bartek, thank you very much. I'm going to start moving around. I want to have a quick chat with Harris Roberts. Harris, bring yourself round here. First of all, because I've just seen you do something with that, which was... In fact, let's see if we can recreate it. You stand on it again, and let's see if we can show the viewers what you've just done with yourself. You hold it up, and then you let go of it, and it hit you somewhere... Like... No, do it for us all. The camera's on. We're live. Let's see it. Oh, right in the plums. Harris, how are you? Big jump this weekend. You've won the Cadet Championship at round 7 and you've jumped straight into Minimax this round. How are we finding it?
It's quite difficult with the arm strength, but I'm getting used to it.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Seat time is good time, and obviously you've got to work them arms a lot, because now you've got a lot more mechanical grip. Them tyres a lot grippier, and obviously a lot more power as well.
Yeah, it's kind of more of a power difference in between the Mini to a Honda. And I've been doing micro as well, so doing a bit.
So are we confident of a good result tomorrow, or is it just a case of just if we can stick with the pack, then that's good, and then line us up nicely for next year?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a good result, but it sees where I can be in the pack for next year. So.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations, obviously, on your cadet crown, and we hope to see you running towards the front tomorrow in Mini. Brilliant. We've got a bit of a queue going up here, so we'll see how we go. In fact, we'll bring the first one in, then we'll go to the next one. Then I think we're going to start heading off into the paddock. Joshua Sullivan, how are you? Your first time at Ellough Park for practice sessions this morning. How's that gone?
Good. We're just trying to get the setups and trying to see which one's the best.
Obviously, the first session was wet, so that was pretty much a write-off other than just learning which way the track's gone. After that, it's a case of getting that gearing and tyre pressure right for tomorrow. Random grids aren't out yet, but obviously you'll get a front, a middle and a back. So at the end of the day tomorrow, what's the hopes? Do you think we can maybe tickle yourself into that top 10?
Yeah, hope top 10. If not, we're just trying our best, really.
Wonderful. Joshua, thank you very much. Mr. Collinson, let's have a little bit of a wander. In fact, you come this side because it's a little bit easier. I've got a good side. Normally it's the back of me, but how are you anyway? You've been here before, but you've been here before not... I think you've had one practice day in a petrol cart. The other one was the electric. Was that Rob Smedley's... Yeah. Is it Total Zero? Yeah. Yeah. How do we find it compared to the electric carts to using the petrol ones?
To be honest, it's about 100 times better. But yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. What's the plans for next year as well? Are we sticking with Honda, or are we're about old enough to move up? Is that the plan?
Yeah, we're moving up to Minimax. And actually, you see that blue trailer over there?
That blue trailer over there on the back, yeah.
Yeah, that's where my chassis is.
In there for have you picked one up this weekend?
Yeah, on Sunday we're gonna get street fit and all that.
Oh, is it a new one, or have we bought one off somebody else?
Well, I think it's like a race or two old, but I think it's an LN chassis.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Good. So is this going to be effectively? I think you'll do here and maybe a couple more races in cadet, and then are we into mini for like I know a lot of places are running a winter series. Are we going straight into mini as soon as your cadets are wrapped up?
Yeah, I think we're going to do a few test days, and by the end of November or so, I think we're just going to go full time Minimax.
Yeah. Jack, wonderful, all the very best. It's been fantastic actually watching your progress throughout the season. You've been quick all year, but now you're consistently quick pretty much at every track we've been to, and you really want to sort of be looking out for. I think obviously we've seen a couple of drivers out there that, naturally we're going to think are going to be towards the top. I think, James Fabricius, we know he's going to be strong, but, you must be going into this knowing that there's a chance of an outright victory this weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping to finish the season on a victory. After 2 podiums in a row, I'm looking for a victory.
Jack, brilliant. Thank you very much. Right, let's see if we can take this one actually into the paddock. Let's walk with somebody. Walk with me. Walk with me. And walk in that direction over there towards that awning with the balloons. Hello, you not been out? Why have you not been out?
Because I had a brake failure on my cart.
Brakes are overrated though.
No, but they weren't working. I had no brakes.
Yeah, but that'll make you quicker, surely.
It didn't make it quicker because I wouldn't be able to go round the track.
Have you fixed the brake issue?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're going to be out this afternoon?
Yeah.
Good. In a moment, we're going to play a game of let's see if we can hit our cameraman with that ball. So in a minute, we'll line him up over there. Oh, that's gained some favour in the paddock with everybody except our cameraman. So obviously you've had half a test day then. So you think, you've got other people that have done a bit of legwork, got some testing in for you. So at least some gear, and you'll be able to go out this afternoon and see if you can try and make up for that.
The odds and evens, so I can gain some practice time back, so that I get as equal time to everybody else as well.
So that's wonderful. Thank you. Somebody else wants to chat. Hi, hello. Welcome to the Grid Walk. Introduce yourself.
I'm Harry.
Hi, Harry. How are you?
Good.
Good. How's practice gone for you this morning?
I'm probably in the top 5th fastest, but it's not really about fastest. It's not about pace. It's more about overtaking in the actual races.
Yeah, we were speaking to Bartek. Obviously, he's in junior Rotax in terms of overtaking opportunities for them. What in a cadet? What do you think? Where's going to be the main place for you to do your business tomorrow?
I'm afraid I can't give that away.
Absolutely fantastic answer. Right, I'm going to head into here because as you can see here, we have got a birthday over here. Bring yourself over here. See? Look, this young man here is this young man here. How many birthdays have we had now?
10.
10. And have you been, is it 10 today, 10 tomorrow? Or 10 today, wonderful. Well, we've got 5 people here. So let's start with a happy birthday. You can start us off then. I can't sing, you can sing. You can sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Max. Happy birthday to you.
Hey! Max, happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful weekend here at Ellough Park and a good race day tomorrow. What are we hoping for?
A top 10.
Good luck. I know it's going to be quite tight up there, that top 10. It always is very competitive in the top half of the field here at CKC. So I think we can get a top 10. What's the session's been like this morning? Is it a track you've been to before?
It's not a track I've been to, and it's been amazing so far.
Wonderful. Well, next up, thank you very much. Spin yourself round. Stay up there. Let's see whether I know a jig can take a cart weight, but let's see if it can take the weight of me and you. How are you?
Good.
Good. How's practice gone for you? I was watching this morning, that first session. You look very impressive out there.
Yeah, I have been improving throughout the day.
Yeah, I was watching the first session. You were running in a nice pack of carts. That must have given you a nice bit of confidence going into race day tomorrow.
Yep, I did.
Wonderful. Joshua, thank you very much. I'm going to hand the microphone over now. No, I'm handing the microphone over. Someone's going to interview me. Harris Ali, let's walk and talk down towards your awning.
Hello.
Hello. You interview me. You ask the questions. I do the answers.
How's your day been?
My day's been fantastic because we're at a racetrack, and what better place to be than at a racetrack? You can't be at many better places, can you?
True.
So, and it's not as easy as it looks. This game, is it?
Not really.
No,
It's
I'll
not.
take it back. Oh, he's keeping it.
Mine. How's being the commentator been?
Well, in general, it's fantastic. This series, I think, all year has been brilliant. You know, I think the racing has become a lot closer as we get towards the end of the season. I think a lot of drivers are starting to improve their consistency, not only lap on lap, but meeting on meeting as they go to different tracks.
How is it fun?
Well, I get to watch every single race, you see. I think in the last 3 or 4 years, I think I've watched well over 1,500 races. So, you know, you can't get a better seat than that. Obviously, I've got the camera, the screen's right in front of me. Certainly here at Ellough as well, we're looking right out the window, so I can see every part of the track as well. So, you know, there's not many better places to sit than in the commentary box.
How do you get into commentating?
If I'm honest, absolutely blagged it. If I'm honest, I was racing until the until the start of 2019. They started streaming the races up at Teesside, and they had a commentator up who is Chris McCarthy, who now does Formula 3 and does a lot with Formula 1 and IndyCar as well. And I sent him a quick message and just said, look, I know all of the drivers up there that you might not because you're coming a long way, and I'm free if you want me to come and just tell you a little bit about them. And he said, well, come and do the day on commentary with me. And since then, I've done 4 years there. I've done this year with CKC. Now we'll discussing plans for next year, obviously with the merger with BKC as well, but hopefully then that'll carry on into next year. But then I've done other rounds for British and then done mini bikes as well. So it's been really interesting these last 4 years since I effectively retired from karting and moved into commentary.
Why don't we interview Project?
We will in a minute. I'm going to head over there. What I am going to do, though, is just interview you first. You've been a mainstay towards the front of this championship all season. You've been continually running there up in the top 5 with really consistent results. So you must be really happy with how your season in CKC has gone.
Yeah, because for a national championship, me and my dad thought we would vary around top 10, top 15, but to be into fullback, to get to top 4, that was brilliant. But Thomas Potter, the fast driver that he is, he's overtook me. So me and him are racing for a 12-point difference, maybe potentially third, but very unlikely unless I get first, second or third.
Yeah, I think it's mathematical that you can get third, but Larry's got pretty much like one hand on that third place trophy. But to be running up there in the top 5, you said that it wasn't really what you were expecting at the start of the year, but round on round, when it comes to the front, you've had front row starts in the final, you've had heat victories. You know, I think you can take a lot of confidence out of this season.
Yeah, and once we get into, I think this will be our last race in Honda, because Honda hasn't been the best for races, because Teesside have been getting lots of injuries. The cart's all mangled, so we're not going to be able to sell that. So we're just going to put it in the bin after this, get up, have a 2-month break, and get up to mini. And first of all, we're not going to do like all the championships the first year. We're going to do the IKRs to get used to it. Then it's championships.
Well, Harris, all the very best in that. Hopefully you can secure that 4th place spot in the Cadet Kart Championship. What we will do is we'll head round this way and we'll just see if the team boss is in the back of the van. He's not. I'm going to see if he's down the side of the van. Completely lost him. I've absolutely no idea where he's gone. We'll see if he comes back in a minute. I think I've just heard him. Let's have a quick check. Raf, come and join us. Absolutely, we're live. Come on. No, you don't get a choice. That's the wonderful thing. Yeah, it's all right. We'll just beep it out if necessary. Just been speaking to your driver, who did a cracking job of interviewing me. We've spoke about his season. He's been very open and said that Teesside hasn't quite gone to plan, but at CKC he's been right up there at the front. I think, you know, going to them different tracks, he's got that ability where he can adapt to a new track very, very quickly. I think that's worked really, really well for him this year in CKC.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've had luck on our side because the drivers in this competition are awesome, and we made good choices. Fullback, we took a gamble on the tyres. Landau, we got a bit lucky because we came to the final corner, but as you say, you got to be in it to win it. And yeah, I think we've, as a father and son team, we've sort of made mistakes, but we've learned on the way. And Teesside, our home track, has become like a bogey track for us, I think. So yeah, it is what it is. But I think we've done better than what we thought we would do. We came into this competition thinking top 15, top 10. Sat where we are, we're very proud of where we are at the moment.
Yeah, going into the final round in 4th place, mathematically 3rd still available, but it would involve the driver above having a very difficult weekend.
5th place.
So, oh yeah, but you can still get. I think you can still get 4th. You can still mathematically get 3rd, but I think it would involve pretty much the driver in 3rd to retire from every race, which is unlikely, we know, in these Honda karts. But as I say, I think Harris this year, I think he's proved that going to different tracks, obviously, when you come to a new track, obviously it's not just a case of sticking the kart on the floor and letting your driver learn. You know, I know that we can't really spin the. In fact, I'm going to spin the kart round because what we get here, we'll have a bit of a school lesson as well. Is obviously we've got a Honda engine which has got the seal on it, the one-piece seal. So there's nothing you can do with that. However, behind this chain guard is the sprocket, and then behind the front end here is the clutch. Now, there's quite a lot goes into the gearing of these cars. At some championships, it's a fixed gearing, so you can't do anything with it. But when you come to different tracks in this championship, it's a big day. Not only are you trying to sort out your tyre pressures, get your driver to learn the track, but you're also, and this is more so on this man rather than this young man, is about getting the gearing right. And a lot goes into that. You know, what do we look for when we come to a new track? Do we go out low on gearing and then try and work up, or do we have a look at the characteristics before we start and go, well, I think it's similar to another track that we've been to that ran this gearing, that's where we'll start?
I think speak to the people. The best thing about where we are in the CKC, people help you. So you get asked the questions. From there you get a ballpark figure and you work from that, and then Alfano, your data tells you where your revs are, and there's certain clutches that he works really well with. So, you know, there's nothing hidden. You know, there's Magnum and Max Torque clutches. So we just work our way through it. You know, based upon a starting point that you normally get from people around you.
So obviously you get 6 sessions of practice on the Saturday and then a small one in the morning on Sunday, but it can't really do a lot in that time. That's 6 sessions, though. Obviously you are going out there, and it's a case of changing something every single time to try and maximise your driver's opportunities come race day.
Yeah, key is not to change too much. Early days I used to change everything, now I don't change as much. Try to fix it to sprockets and clutches, but one or the other, not both. But as I say, it is trial and error. You learn from session 1, watch the child on the track, 2, 3, you have a lunch break which massively helps. And it's round about lunch break and just after you start honing everything in and getting the settings right. But yeah, there's, you know, again, I'll say it again, you can't do what we do without the help of everybody around you. Sorry.
Brilliant. Raf, Harris, all the very best, and hopefully tomorrow goes really well for you. Right, let's just head in here because I've just seen Jared Fox. Well, there's Jared Fox Whiteley. Jared, let's have a quick chat. I'm walking back up the other end of the paddock now. Jared, let's have a quick chat about, well, this will be going out during the lunch break, so we'll already have had 2 heats. You're in probably the the tightest championship battle that we've seen in CKC and JKC history, going into the final round here with a 3-point lead over your nearest rival, Lewis Goff. It's pretty much come down to, I think it's going to come down to the final corner of the final lap by the look of it.
Might not. Depends.
We're hoping to sort of have try to eke that out a little bit, become finals time, because obviously we know that there's a bit of a point swing between first and second. It could be a case of whoever wins the final wins the championship. Obviously you've led pretty much, I think, since Rowra this championship, so you've been leading the way all the way through. Lewis has closed in a little bit in the last couple of rounds, but you've still got yourself in pole position. Are we confident that we can get this one over the line?
Yeah, a few points in the heats would be nice against him, just to have a bit of a comfort zone in the final, but we'll do what we can do. So, yeah.
I think, you know, between the two of you who've been the standout competitors in the mini-match class this season, I think ideally if you could go into that final knowing that as long as you follow him home in his wheel tracks, that's going to be enough. That would be the perfect storm, wouldn't it, for yourself?
Yeah. Not having to make any moves, he could win and I would come second. That'd be ideal, but whatever happens, happens, so.
Well, Jared, all the very best. I know, obviously, it's effectively from us and we don't want to put too much on it, but there'll be, similar for Lewis as well, there'll be a lot of pressure on them young shoulders of yours. Obviously, cadet champion at Teesside last year, runner-up in the cadet championship in CKC last year, and challenging on multiple fronts this year, not only here at other championships as well for championships. So I wish you all the very best for the season.
Thank you.
Well, let's make our way down. What you can see, and I'll see if Danny can show us on the camera in a minute, is the tarmac, the ground here at Ellough Park is concrete, and the reason it's concrete you'll be able to see in a few moments time when you come round into this second part of the paddock, as I make my way through the puddle that was formed last night when the rain came down sideways and upside down. It was very, very heavy last night. Is that if I can get the camera to point down there, you will figure out what this track used to be, because this used to be a runway, and it still is, because at the far end of the track down there is that you can see that big mound, but behind it is a parachute school. So as you was interviewing Harris earlier, the plane came up over the top. That's because some crazy people are going to jump out of it. Let's have a walk over here. Mr. Stoner, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good, wonderful. How's practice gone for yourself this morning?
It's not been too bad. The first session wasn't the best, and then we put new tyres on for the second, and then the last session, the third, we've just changed the axle and stuff, and it's been a lot better.
So that first session for you must have been a little bit difficult, because I think all the Hondas went out on wets, and at your stage it must have been a case where you were having to make a decision as to whether it was wets or slicks. What did we go for?
We went for slicks, everyone went for slicks. It was drying up by the time that we all went on track though.
So that was about right. Oh, we're changing tyres over there. That's why it sounds like the door of a bus opening over there. We're changing tyres. Sam, it's been a steady season for yourself here in JKC. What are the plans for 2023?
For 2023, we think we're going to do JKC again. Yeah.
So the calendar's come out, so we've got a trip down to Clay Pigeon, which will be a new one for a lot of our drivers in this championship, having not been down there last year. And I think we're going to 6 rounds rather than 8. I think the format will change ever so slightly because we've got introduced a couple of other classes as well. But hopes for next year to be running right towards the front, I assume?
Yeah, hopefully. As far as forward we can get.
Sam, wonderful, thank you very much. What we'll do is I'll go that way before we go that way, because I'm going to have a chat with a new driver to the championship. Joe, how are you? Good. I'll crouch down. I wouldn't want you to have to use any of that energy standing up or anything. So practice for you. Your first round obviously with us here in JKC this year. Ellough Park, there was a track, and one that you're familiar with, or is it new to you as well?
I'm familiar with here because I live down the road.
So are we coming into this with enough confidence that we can be right at the sharp end, knowing the track? Yeah. Are we going for a prediction or a spoiler for a win tomorrow?
Just go for the win, really.
Yeah. Wonderful. So you've been out there obviously in practice this morning. I assume that you've, I don't know whether you've looked at the championship, which has already been wrapped up by one driver, as to which drivers you think that you're going to be challenging with tomorrow, or is it just a case of turn up and find out who else is quick?
Just do what I have to do, really, and see how everyone else does.
Brilliant. Joe, all the very best. Have a good race day tomorrow, and we'll see how that progress goes. Right, let's have a quick go and have a wander down this end. I'm coming here. I'm only coming for the sticker kit, and then we'll talk in a little bit. Big fan of that. We'll chat with the mechanic first, and then we'll make the way around there to the driver.
There's no mechanic here.
No mechanic, yeah. Right, so let's start with yourself. Tell me a little bit about, not about the kart, tell me a little bit about the steering wheel attendant.
Yeah, well, it started when he was around about 8ish, just for a bit of fun, down at Rye House. Yeah, and then progressed from there in the Hondas. Bit of competition here and there, some IKR, a couple of MSA rounds. Yeah, and then got older and bigger. Now we're here.
And then the more he goes up, the more you have to learn. Because the Hondas compared to these were a lot easier. You just bolt them on and pull them. These have got, there's a little bit more to these.
Well, these are easier because he can start it.
It's not like them TKMs where you've got to run with them, is it?
No, don't fancy that. No, these are good. And
Just the button over there, isn't it? It's easier with that.
And these have been brilliantly reliable. We had an engine off of KR who've been fantastic, and the Tony Kart chassis has been just easy to work with. So yeah.
I think generally Rotax in the last couple of years has had that resurgence based on the fact that the engines have become so reliable that you can run them for so much longer than what people were originally, that it's just a much more viable class now for people to go Rotax, and that's why we've seen it grow for the last couple of years, obviously not just here but all around the country really. Rotax is really starting now, and I think with the introduction of Micromax is really going to now become the pathway.
Yeah.
For most people in karting.
When we came into Rotax, the X30 grid was big, and we thought, well, we'll just jump into Rotax, into Hondas, straight into juniors, and it shouldn't be. We'll just find our feet, find our own way, and it got really big really quickly. So we had to learn fast.
Well, let's go and find out how fast we learn by speaking to your driver. Hello. What I shall do is I will ask you to introduce yourself to the camera, because I know you, but they don't.
Well, yeah. We did a few rounds last year at Kimbolton, and did a few club rounds and stuff, and then did some of the JKC this year, done Wilton and Rower and Lid, and then just did a British round, and yeah, we're here now.
So some drivers, when they dip into championships and do a few rounds, they do the local ones, but you went to Rower, which is about as far north as we went, Lid, which is about as far south as we went, Wilton for a nice in the middle, but everyone loves Wilton because it's Wilton, it's where Alpha are based, so we love Wilton. But yeah, so you've been all around the country. Which of the tracks that you've done so far has been your favourite?
Probably Rower was my favourite.
Everyone loves Rower.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because the views, isn't it? It's in a quarry, so everyone loves Rower.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing nobody loves about Rower is obviously just the rain.
Well, yeah, it was really wet there. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody likes the rain at Rower. Jensen, all the very, very best. Have a great race weekend. Right, let's see how far up this runway we can go before we start running out of people to talk to. Yeah, we'll go in the next one. This is really, really easy. Let's go in there. We've got two. David, I'm going to have a quick chat with your drivers. We'll start with Catherine. Catherine, you've dipped in and out, done a few rounds of JKC this year. Spent a fair bit of time on the spanners as well for Thomas there. So generally, as an entire season, how have we found it?
I think it's a really good championship. It's good for like the younger kids. I've really enjoyed the rounds that I've took part in and helping my brother like every round. It's been good, and yeah, he's been in a few crashes, but he's managed to get some decent results.
Yeah, but as a mechanic, you know, and you're learning on the mechanic front, that gives you something to do as well, doesn't it? Because he's doing you a favour, really. Every time he has a little bit of a bum, you know, he's helping you because then you can do some fixing.
Yeah, it's been a learning curve, but everything I learn on my brother's kart, it helps for me to, like, when my dad's in a rush at Teesside or the other tracks that I race at, I can then help do my own kart or Tom's kart, so we get out on track.
Wonderful. Thomas, I'm going to steal you because in order to keep this one going, we're going to walk. Now, we're only walking up there, so it'd be easier for you to find your way back, but how are you?
Good. This is my favourite track and looking quite fast.
So I imagine with a lot of drivers, I think with the exception of one or two, we spoke to Jack Collinson, whose kart's over there. You've not been here before, I'm guessing, because it's a fairly long way from Durham.
Yeah, 7 hours, never been here before, but we've got somebody who used to race the championship to help us out.
So, you know, in terms of our gearing and then everything else, in terms of our practice day, you've done 3 sessions already. How's it gone for you?
Good. First session was me and slicks, everybody else in wets. Near the end, I think it became slicks, but not like enough to get some overtakes. But overall, it was good, fast, and it's a good track.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here before with bikes rather than carts, but it looks like it's a fun track to drive. Which is your favourite part out there? Where do we think we can get the overtakes done tomorrow?
I think for overtakes, it's to the three hairpins, I think. So there's one just after the start finish, and then there's like one a bit of corners after, and then the one just over there. But my favourite part of the track is the pit, like going into the pits, like the corner where that is.
Now, let's have a quick talk about your nose cone on your kart. You've got a few names on there. Let's have a quick chat about why we've got some names written on that nose cone.
Yeah. It's people who've been bullied or lost their lives due to bullying. So we've put it on my car to try and help people out and try make them know that they're getting loved.
Thomas, all the very best. Thank you very much. I'll let you head back towards your car. Thank you. Let's have a